Okay, dreamer please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be checking out Radgrid and the 7v7 arena. So let's check out the update notice right here. Here's the news for the first week update and event notice for December. There's gonna be Radgrid 7v7 item preset. That's the most interesting one. I really want to know what that is. Okay, here we go. 4 new costumes, awesome. And a new pointer star extension. Okay, that's great. Okay, I'm pretty excited now. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's check out Radgrid. Okay, slowly. First 2. All allies become immune to formation change for 6 turns. Cool. Oh my gosh, Isolate is back. Yes! Isolate is back. 70% chance to isolate the attacker one time. Increase her awakened skill gauge to 15, so she takes a longer time to recharge the awakened skill. The following effect will be applied when there are 4 or more offensive type. Wow. She's a universal, but she buffs offensive. That's crazy. Increase 6. Did they just make Cult lame? Okay, so she's very good for an offensive team because she increases physical attack for all allies by 60%, which also means Cult's passive is not gonna be relevant for that part. And she also decreases magic damage taken by all allies by 40%. So this is something new because a lot of physical heroes, offensive heroes now do not have such a mechanic, do not reduce magic damage taken, and in fact this was the same passive that I wanted them to increase for Orca, and you know, they have conveniently put it on Radgrid. So I mean, yeah, that's a good thing. That's the reason why I wanted to test Orca anyway in the comeback series. So that's cool. Rain of Spears deals 300% physical damage to 3 enemies with the highest physical attack and magic attack, decrease buff duration by 1 turn. So this is only a 3 target in a 7-man AoE, which is going to look very weird. I think it will look very little. It's like dueling a single target on a 5-man AoE. Second skill. Use 300% physical damage to 4 enemies with the highest physical and magic attack. Deals additional damage equal to 20% of max HP and deals crit and decrease crit. This is very significant. This is literally the Sage for offensive teams. Decrease crit and lethal rate by 70%. This is crazy. This skill is insane. It makes offensive teams a lot tankier. Deals 300% physical damage to 3 enemies with the highest. She keeps dealing to the highest physical attack magic attack. Inflict greater damage to enemies with higher defense, so defense offset. Decrease buff duration by 2 turns. This is the first, or rather the second hero that is able to decrease buff duration by 2 turns. Her skill set is very... her skill targeting, is very little for 7v7, so I was expecting, her to be the first hero that is able to deal damage to all enemies, that kind of thing, but nope. She's the second hero that is able to decrease buff duration by 2 turns, the first being Lee. So interesting. I don't think she can get this up very quickly because she does increase her awakening gauge to 15 and her damage output doesn't seem very high as well. In terms of multipliers wise, it's lower compared to Dylan's, Wukong and Yonhee for 3 and 4-man targeting. And she also has 50% chance to launch effect attacks, unlike the usual, which is 30 or 20%. And she also has 80% chance to electrify. So electrify may be a thing again, and depends on her speed. I think she may have the same amount of speed as the offensive and magic heroes. Now we're gonna look at her exclusive item, which can be game changing. Decrease status effect resist rate. Okay, so she's another one that can decrease status effect resist rate. So this is very good because currently on the offensive team we do not have that, because you realize that most of the heroes that have this include Judas, Freya, Rosie, Milia. Okay, offensive team do not having this on the offensive team is going to change things up. And I think she will solidify the position of the offensive team. And with Gerard coming out 2 weeks later, I think the offensive team is just going to increase and rise in terms of usage. Not too sure if that's very good for variety, but you know, it is what it is. Storm of Destruction, which is her awakened skill, is able to electrify, 80% chance to electrify. So yeah, it just makes her awakened skill more OP, and electrify is definitely something you want to resist against now that even though Reginlave is out of the meta. Okay, so looking at her skill set, I think it's pretty interesting. I do like the isolation. Okay, I just realized that the isolation, I'm not too sure when it activates. Does it activate on every skill she does? Because that's actually pretty crazy. I mean, looking at her skill set, we kind of forgotten that she has this. So if that's really the case, if this applies to every single thing that she does, maybe the skills, that's quite broken, really. That's really quite broken. Because isolation, the one time will refer to the isolation debuff, right? The enemy will only deal 1 damage one time. However, it's not saying that she can only apply that debuff for one time. She has a 70% chance, so if you increase her status effect cast rate, she very likely can keep applying isolation on the enemy, and this cannot be resisted. Oh, isolate the attacker. That's interesting now. I completely just misread that. I thought she was gonna apply it to the entire team, entire enemy team. So isolate on the attacker. So if she gets targeted, then she will isolate the person. Or will she isolate on that skill? I don't know. Yeah, maybe she will be good with a taunt. Who knows? Which is gonna be pretty interesting because taunt accessories are not used at all. And seeing how she can use a taunt accessory, because her awakened skill is takes quite long to charge, so having a taunt on her is going to help to increase it more because of the damage she takes. When she takes damage, you see. Okay, pretty interesting. Now moving on to the 7v7. Please note that the balanced patch of heroes will continue to provide. Okay, from Master onwards, 7v7. 7v7s will begin in 2 days. Oh, so there's no 7v7 today, I guess. Yeah, which makes sense because they can't really change things up today. So I guess we can only start watching 7v7 on the reset day. Some skills have been changed to attack 5 enemies. Skill effects such as attacking 5 enemies or healing allies are included in this. So the tooltips have been changed. Passive effects such as to all enemies and to all allies are maintained. Okay, that's good. So that means, I mean, it doesn't make sense for Fenrir to suddenly only buff 5 people, right? Okay, so we're gonna look at the arena changes. Usually I'll just look at Grand because Grand is where I hit. They have buffed about 40 topaz more. Okay. That's like 2 more trait changes. And then for rubies wise, we get 550 more. No, 450 more. Soul shards wise, we get a lot more, which is great. Yeah, soul shards boost is the best, I think. And then in terms of rubies, I mean, the higher you go, of course, the better the rewards. I think the topaz change is the best. I mean, not the best, but you know, it's still is the most worthy, but it's still not a lot. It's really just not a lot. 130 per week. Depends on how long we can store that, because there's gonna be a lot of trade changes coming. Please make it free, Nema, but I'm gonna just mention this in every single video. Please make trade changes free. Okay, item preset. This is really cool. This is so good. Okay, the preset has been added to allow you to register items and equip them to heroes. You can set the item preset through preset. Okay. You can apply preset up to 20 items. Check the info by tapping item images. Use this to remove items. The option will register the currently equipped items. Edit preset name. Edit the name, okay. Only 20? You can register preset up to 20 items. Only 20. Select the item preset you want to apply to your hero and then tap the apply button. You can register the same item in different presets. When equipping each preset to your hero, the hero who equipped it last will have the item. Okay. If the item is currently equipped on our hero, it will be taken and equipped on the current target hero. You may need to first pay a fee to remove any currently equipped items. If you apply magic attack item preset to physical attacker hero, a pop-up appears. You cannot sell items. You cannot use accessories registered in presets. Okay. So I think this really caters to Brawl. I mean, you won't need to really do this for PvP, since we're only talking about 7 heroes, unless you know there are some heroes where you will use in PvP and also outside of PvP. This really caters to Brawl, seeing how there's only 20 items. I mean, obviously it's supposed to be for the 20 heroes used in Brawl, and then you can register each one of their items so that when you're in Brawl you can just do a swap. It is so much more efficient. It makes Brawl a lot more playable, definitely. But I don't see, unless you're not using this for Brawl, maybe you will use this for someone like Milia who uses a PvP setup and a PvE setup. Then that can be something useful. But beyond that, I really think it's just for Brawl, because I don't think you will be changing your Shane equips too much. Even if you do, you will only be tweaking certain jewels, certain traits, and that's all, you know. You won't be changing her entire equipment set most of the time. So yeah, I mean, it's still a good thing. It's a good quality of life update. 4 new costumes. Holy, they literally, oh my gosh, this looks like a Guild War costume. Oh my gosh, they're selling the Dark Rudy costume and the, yes, you guys rock. Netmarble Global New World, you guys rock for selling this instead of making it some champion nonsense. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And this is my favorite Rosie costume. She looks great. I'm gonna just take all my rubies. Here, this is 1000 rubies for you guys. Perfect. Okay, Radgrid release. This is a check-in event, not a push check-in. Unfortunately, it only lasts 13 days of check-in. Oh yeah, 13 days because the next update is on a Wednesday, one day earlier than usual, so there's only 13 days. Still, I don't think you should minus 1 day. You should just make it 14 days. Anyway, pretty standard rewards. Okay, pretty standard rewards. Nothing much. Rate auto clear count really increase. I think this should also be a permanent thing. Seeing how we need so many resources now, we need more resources for our heroes. I think this should also be a permanent thing. 15 times. What do you guys think? Special Dungeon Radgrid. Okay, we're gonna get Celestial Guardian Stones. Let's see what unique stuff we're gonna get. Counter Blow Earring tickets. Okay. Wow. Blocks all attacks by 7 turns. Increase crit damage. Blocks all attacks by 7 turns. Decrease magic damage taken. Blocks all attacks for 7 turns. Increase status effect cast rate. Obviously, I'm going for the bottom 2 if I can even trade in. It's a ticket though, so it's not guaranteed what you get. But I will hope I get the bottom 2. Decreased magic taken will be the first one I really want, and then the increased status cast rate effect will be the second one. And I think you should go for these two too. This is really good for DPS, like maybe Dylan's, who can have very high crit rate. I mean, all three are good. Come on, all three are really good. It's just that the decreased magic damage taken one is definitely something that I will want for myself. And maybe status cast rate may not be that important, but this can actually be really good when you are trying to use certain lower ranking heroes, okay, because of the block, so it really helps them. And then if you give this to them, like maybe Amelia, I just love Amelia. After testing her in the video, Amelia will definitely benefit from this a lot, something like that. Yeah. So all three can be used right now. Hero update in special ticket and selector. Regin Leaf has been added. Okay. Pointer star extension. Okay. Chessboard. Oh, they finally. Oh, they added. They need to do something about the puzzle, man. The puzzle is severely lacking in heroes. Okay, and then note that yes, it's one day earlier, the next update. So we're gonna get Gerard earlier. That's basically a Christmas present. I'm gonna look at the in-game purchase because I realized that it's something that I keep wanting to check out. Sorry, the premium purchase, but I just always forget. So of course they're selling a Radgrid, and they're also selling a counter blow earring selector. They're also selling, it's funny how it's called counter blow earring, but it gives you guaranteed block. And they're also selling, they are selling 3 Radgrids, okay. They're also selling a Mythical Awakened Dark Knight Jewel ticket. They're also selling a 6-star Dark Knight Jewel selector. They are also selling a Prime Hero ticket with Rosie and Judas. So you can either get one of them. It's 50-50 here, okay. And then they're also selling 1000 Celestial Crystals. Great, 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 great. So if you buy anything now, you'll get Ruby cashback basically. And yeah, that's all. Typhoon Essence. That's actually, wait, I was going to look at the accessories. They're only selling 1 counter blow earring package, which is okay, pretty interesting, because usually they sell more. So I'm going to go back to the update notice to check how many you can actually get. This dungeon is gonna last for 13 days only. Wow. So the only way you get is 1. Literally 13 days. They're not giving any here. They're only giving you 1. We can only get 1 ticket. And they're not even selling the Celestial Guardian stones this time, I think. Right? Yeah, they're not even selling Celestial Guardian stones. So you either will and get this one, or you can only get 1 thing. Why? Why do you do that? Because there's only 13 days in the update, so you can literally only get 13. Did they miscount or something? Usually you can get 2, right? If you do it every day. Then that kind of defeats the purpose. Or am I missing out something? I mean, just let me know in the comments, because I may be blind. But yeah, it looks like you can only get 13 stones, and you can only get 1 accessory, 1 ticket. So all the best. And I'm going back to the costumes because I think that's so far the nicest thing about this update. 7v7, we can only do it on Saturday, so I think the live stream for that will happen on that day instead. But tonight I'll be doing a Radgrid gacha video, gacha live stream, so be sure to stay tuned. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much and see you!